Check, check. Check, check.
Live in the John Hers's Cambridge Motor Studios, this is WCMP.
The following is a production.
WCMP, Andy Beckstrom on hand, joined with Andrew Duvall. We're out on the air as well, 106.5 WCMP. So glad you could join us for tonight's matchup. Should be a great matchup, a non-conference but very close matchup between the Mora Mustangs as they play host to the Pine City Dragons. Should be a fun night tonight. These two teams have played, a couple of times over the last couple of years, usually in the same conference. This year split up a little bit as Pine City part of the Mississippi 8. And Mora part of the Granite Ridge. Coming into tonight's matchup, Mora is 2-1 with wins over Ashland and Moose Lake Willow River, falling in their first game of the season to Sauk Rapids Rice. Pine City comes in 0-2 on the year, losing to Cambridge, Asani, and Proctor in some close games. We're going to get our national anthem under the way. We're going to get our starting lineups and get you set for tonight's matchup between Mora and Pine City.
Hi, I'm Eric Hoppy. If you're looking to buy a quality vehicle from someone you can trust without having to haggle, come see me, Eric Hoppy, at Kanabec Auto Sales, located in Mora on Highway 65. I'll help you find the right vehicle for you and your family and make sure you're satisfied with your investment. And I understand how important it is to stay within your budget. Cars you can trust from a guy you can trust. That's me, Eric Hoppy.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom joined with Andrew Duvall here for tonight's matchup. Pine City Dragons taking on the Mora Mustangs at the Mora Civic Center. And Andrew, should be a great matchup tonight. As we mentioned just a moment ago, that these two teams are close in proximity. They're close. They've played each other a handful of times. They are familiar with each other. It's not, I don't know how to say they don't like each other, but it's a good rivalry.
That's what I was going to say. So, these teams very familiar with each other, and it's always fun when these two teams play. It doesn't matter the sport, and it's going to be a competitive game. Mora's got a couple wins under their belt. Pine City still looking for that first win, and I know the Dragon fans would love to pick up that first win against the Mora-Malacca Mustangs.
These two teams played a couple of times last year. Pine City winning both of them last year. And then they split the year before that. Last win that Mora-Malacca had over the top of Pine City was December 11th, 2018, in a 4-3 victory they had in that game. And some of the players we're going to hear from tonight is going to be include Parker Mitchell for Mora. And I'm sure that the opposite Parker Sell, might call his name once or twice yet tonight.
Yeah, he's still looking for that first goal here of the season last year. He did plenty of scoring, though, for the Dragons, so I'm sure it's not too far away.
Puck in underneath behind the netminder Ben Nordenstrom for the Mora Mustangs. Out in front it goes, and Sell tries to put a tally on the board. Goes wide of the net. It's going to come down the length of the ice. We'll get our first whistle for icing. At the other end, Mason Olson, the junior for the Pine City boys, will be in net, opposing Nordenstrom. Faceoff will be in the near side right of Nordenstrom. 16:36 to go here, period number one. Just underway from the Mora Civic Center. Faceoff down, and looks to be one back by the Mora Mustangs. They'll start it from there. Graves will start it out. Trying to play it up the near side. Pine City takes away Carpenter, back at the blue line. Throws that one in. Hits a lot of traffic on the way through. Into the corner it goes. Mora's trying to dig it out from there. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell with the head of speed coming up on the right wing. Works his way to the center, but he loses the puck. Pine City got back nicely defensively. be able to slow down Parker Mitchell. Mitchell has a big hit on that far side, and now we get a whistle. And our first penalty of the game.
It's going to be Sluka here for Pine City going to the penalty box early on for the Dragons. Less than a minute in, and not what Pine City wanted, to get somebody in the box right away.
So Pine City goes shorthanded. Mora with the first opportunity on the power play. See what Mora can do with that. Just 56 seconds into this matchup. Faceoff will be on the far side right. The netminder Olsen. Puck back to the blue line, flipped ahead, and Linnell's going to be able to get the puck cleared out of the zone.
Ref just took a shot there from Seth Linnell. That's probably the last kid on Pine City's team you want to go shoulder to shoulder with. He's a big kid.
Steiner sets it up the left wing now. Going to be brought in by Kritzak. Kritzak fires a shot. A rebound put in towards the net by Mitchell, and
great cleanup job there by Ryder Youngbauer. Mason Olsen made a nice save, and a juicy rebound was sitting out there for the Mustangs, number 11. I think that's Mitchell, and then Youngbauer came in and cleaned it up.
Great defensive play, as you mentioned, Mitchell. He's a very, very good goal scorer. Had about 4 goals the other night against Ashland, and really looks good on the ice. So a great job defensively to keep him from being able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he's already up to 6 goals this year for the Mustangs in just 3 games.
Puck slips back behind. Over to the near side now. Wilson keeping an eye on things as it comes back to the blue line past Steiner and down the length of the ice. Nordenstrom out to play it in the corner. Steiner will come down and be able to take a look, but Sell, forechecking, forces the pass away from him. Steiner will work back behind his netminder Nordenstrom now. 2 minutes gone by here in the first period. Minute left to go in the man advantage. Mitchell works his way in on the left wing. Takes a big check on that far side. Puck still loose, though, towards the net. Foray tried to put it in on net, but he never got a stick on it. Puck's going to come down the length of the ice as Mitchell's going to come off.
Good penalty kill so far for the Dragons. One chance, but not a big one so far for the Mustangs.
Steiner will start it out along the near side boards. Ahead for Foray, crosses the line and into the offensive zone. Fires that one in to be able to get the offensive draw and try to be able to set something up in the offensive zone.
First couple minutes here, I think both coaches are going to be happy with the way this special teams has gone. You know, Mora's been able to keep some offensive zone pressure and get a couple opportunities, but Pine City's kept the opportunities kind of further away from the net. Not a lot of second chances.
Pine City definitely setting the tone early with physical play as well. See how that progresses throughout the course of the game. Faceoff comes back down the length of the ice into the Mora zone. Steiner's going to try to pin it up against the boards. Linnell forechecking back after him, trying to keep it in the zone with 10 seconds remaining on the Mora power play. Puck along the far side. Knocked down. Rydberg can't get the clear. It's going to be picked up, brought in by Such. But Such loses the puck, and it's cleared down the length of the ice. And the Pine City Dragons back to even strength. 13:56 to play here. First period of action from the Mora Civic Center. No score as Carter Ashworth brings it in along the right wing. Dumps the puck in all the way back behind. Such back after it. Tries to dig it out of the corner. Turnover is going to be picked up by the Dragons. They get it back out to the blue line. And now they started up the ice. Jules going to bring it in on the right wing, and he's dumped back behind the play. I do not see a hand up. I think he just lost an edge. Smetna trying to chase in after it. It's going to be wrapped around the board by Kritzak around the near side. Right in front of the scorer's table. Kind of tucked behind, underneath us. Kale in there with Smetna and Lager. Puck comes loose. Thule trying to set something up in the high slot. Good defense to be able to knock it away from him, but a couple of nice moves by Thule. Puck over the far side off the missed shot. Kicked back into the zone. Thule can't get a handle on it. And it'll be cleared back out for Kritzak. Sent right back in by Carpenter along the left wing. Lindblom trying to chase in after it. But it's going to be Mora coming away with the puck. Back out through the neutral zone. Nice move put on by Brady Anderson. Slides the puck in and then works his way over to the far side. Mitchell back on the ice for the Mustangs. Comes up with it in the corner. Mitchell behind the netminder Olsen. Trying to dig it out of there. Looking for some help. Anderson steps up. Puck comes away and it's going to be Smet now that'll work it away for the Dragons. Sends it the length of the ice and Nordenstrom's going to smother it. The officials wanted to let him play on. There was nobody in a green sweater anywhere close.
So one thing I've seen, I've covered, this is like the 4th or 5th hockey game I've done this year. I've seen a lot of late whistles, and I think it's because the refs got to pull their mask down to blow the whistle, and that was an example of that there.
One of those COVID consequences, I guess you could say.
Part of it was, too, Nordenstrom had, 4 Mustangs around him and no Dragons. I think the refs kind of, like you said, I think they expected him just to drop the puck and play.
Yeah, there was kind of not no reason, but almost no reason to really smother that one at all. We get a whistle as this time he does smother it with some pressure in there. 12:06 to play here, first period.
I think most high school coaches would take you the safe way and just smother it.
Yep. You can get a little too fancy almost sometimes as a netminder. Seen it once, he's seen it a million times. Puck over to the far side in the corner. Mustangs try to get it out of their own zone. Sowell tries to dig it out of there and start something for the Dragons. It'll be picked up by Steiner and the Mustangs. Long lead pass just out of the reach of Ashworth. He tried to turn and be able to tuck his stick in close to pick that one up. I don't know that he would have had a clean break, but he would have had at least a step on everybody. But ends up going past him, length of the ice. Almost a breakaway, turns out to be icing.
It's the right idea there by the Mustangs, just off. It's kind of a risk reward there.
Face off near side right of Nordenstrom. One back for the Dragons. Turnaround centering feed right out in front. Welch tried to put that one on somebody's stick, but there is nobody there to have it. And back it'll come for the Dragons. Picked up by Youngbar, starts it over to the middle of the ice. Lazier is going to drop that one in up over the top of everybody. Back after it, Daniel Stilday starts it out for the Mustangs. Now far side for Struve. Back to the blue line, kept in. Trying to fire a shot at Stapek. A lot of traffic out in front, gets deflected away more and clears the zone. Stapek gets it back in his own zone, looks to start it up along the near side. Cross-ice feed past everybody. Ends up being a couple of lines. That'll be icing. We'll head the length of the ice back into the Pine City zone.
Both teams still kind of feeling themselves out. Each got a couple opportunities on each side, but nothing really big so far from either team.
Pretty decent crowd on hand here in the Mora Civic Center. A lot of green, a lot of blue. A lot of black jackets, I guess, too. 10:51 to go here, first period. Still no score between the Mustangs and the Dragons. Smetna tries to bring it back out to the neutral zone. Looked like he was going to try to pass it to somebody. There's nobody in front of him. Mora is going to try to bring it out of their own zone. Kritzek picks up a turnover that looked kind of dangerous for a second. Off for Ashworth. Kritzek back for Ashworth. Past him. And kept in along the far side by Rydberg. Back underneath, centering feed, went backdoor for Lindblom, and he just fanned on it on a backdoor. He had a wide open net to work with and just got a little antsy. That stick just missed that puck.
He's going to be shaking his head when he watches the game film on that one. It was a fast incoming puck. He's going to want that one back.
Back will come for the Mora Mustangs. He crossed the line with Graves, fired in. Ty Graves sends that one back behind the net. He's trying to dig it out from there. Mitchell joining him back there as well. Mitchell back to the point, but he misses Kritzek. It'll head the length of the ice back for Nordenstrom. Nice move by Nordenstrom to shake free, being able to maintain possession. Starts it back the other direction. Such ahead, it goes for Graves. Yet another Graves in this Mora program. Brings the puck in on the right wing. Drop back behind. It's going to be picked up by the Mustangs. Oh, turned over. Such is going to take that one away. That was brought in, and Sluka just couldn't keep it on his stick. Pine City gets the clear anyway. Sluka trying to come up with that puck along the far side boards. Unable to do so. Carpenter able to dig that one off the far side. A little pushing and shoving on that play between Carpenter and Anderson, but play continues on. Just trying to gain position. Centering feed out in front. Sluka works his way backhand, forehand, and he just misses the net wide on the blocker side. Good scoring chance for the Dragons as the puck heads the length of the ice. It'll be icing. We've seen some good scoring chances on both sides. That one was definitely great. That backdoor feed, though,
Sluka, he's he came over from the Czech Republic this year to play hockey for Pine City as a foreign exchange student. And I talked to Coach Sauter kind of before the season. I said, "Oh, you got a foreign exchange student from the Czech Republic?" He said, "Yeah, he's a pretty good hockey player, and he's got 3 goals through 2 games so far."
Between Sluka and Lindblom, that golden opportunity he had, Pine City is definitely establishing that they have every right to have a chance to take this hockey game, get their first win of the season. A couple of tough losses is really what Pine City's been up against. As the puck is whistled down, we get a high stick.
Yeah, the Dragons this year with 4 new defensemen and a new goalie, so their entire back 5 changed hands this year, and so giving up 7 goals a game at the start, that's kind of where they're at right now, kind of trying to figure things out defensively.
Stapek is going to go to the box, and Mora will go on the power play for the second time. Penalty comes at the 8:31 left to go here in the first period. Puck back to the blue line. See what Mora can do on their second power play. 0 for 1 so far. Puck underneath. Back it'll come for Kritzek. Back at the blue line. Tries to play it along the line. Nice play by Parker Sell to be able to knock that one away. Mora starts from their own end and works their way ahead on the left wing. Cross it'll come with Kritzek. Works his way back behind Mason Olson. Out it comes. Big rifle shot on the one-timer by Steiner. Not sure if it even made it all the way through. That one did make it all the way through, and a glove save made on the Kritzek wrister.
Nice snag there by Mason Olson. Good shot, too. He just tried to sneak it in over the glove. Olson made that save. 3 saves so far for Olson. Doing a nice job. 5 on the other side there for Nordstrom.
7:49 to go here in period number 1. Minute 16 in the man advantage. That shot is blocked on the way through. Not sure if Kritzek was trying for the shot or just trying to be able to play it inside, but Linnell had great position. Got a skate on that one, and the deflection goes the length of the ice. Mitchell cross ice feed just a little bit too long for Foray, and that is never something you want to see on the power play.
No,
it's an icing.
Especially you're already through the first minute. You only got 55 seconds left, and you got to bring the puck the length of the ice. It takes at least 10 seconds to bring it up and get settled. So
55 seconds remain in the man advantage, and as you mentioned, you're almost down to 45 at this point.
And if Pine City can win the draw and sit on it for a couple seconds, that makes it even worse.
Carpenter took it and flipped it back in, tried to get a shot. It was partially blocked, but nonetheless, as you mentioned, able to wear off a little bit more time. Mora still trying to come out of their own zone, down to 40 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Back through center comes Foray. Over on the near side, he works his way in on the right wing. Throws the puck underneath. Carpenter's going to get there first, tries to play it back for Pine City. Instead, it's going to be Ashworth that'll start it back for Graves. Graves out in front, tipped out on the doorstep, and it's going to be a goal. .10:07, Mora with the first goal of the game. Could be wrong, but I believe it's going to be Foray that gets the goal. He was the benefactor of being in the right place at the right time. Initially thrown in by Graves, but somebody else, I believe, got a piece of it out in front. But it just sat dangerously out there. Olson made that initial save, and it looked like he was going to have it cleared, but there is another tip that happened out in front and makes it 1-0 on the power play.
Yeah, power play goals are going to come back. Penalties come back to bite you. And then no matter how good you are of a goalie, when you get those deflections, they're really going to hurt you.
Steiner and Gravning on the assists. Graves not included on that. Now we get a whistle on the far side of the ice.
See how Pine City reacts now. They've, all 3 games they've played so far, they've kind of, went down early, and they fought back in both Cambridge and Proctor. They fought back and tied it. Proctor, they were leading at one point, and so Dragons just got to buckle down and do the same.
And really, 5-on-5, it does appear that Pine City's had a little bit of an advantage. the goal scorer happened on the power play. And that's something that you can probably point to as something that they'll talk about during that first period intermission. Trying to clean that up a little bit. Let their offense do the talking. Sell makes a nice move, dribbles that puck in, and Nordstrom will just smother that one.
Yeah, Mora's playing good. They're a pretty good hockey team, and so like you said, 5-on-5 looks like Pine City has a slight advantage, but still, it's right now Mora's got the advantage where it counts, 1-0.
You give a good team an opportunity, they're going to take advantage of it at some point. 1-0 our score. 6:08 to play here, first period at the Mora Civic Center. Stillday loses the puck, turnover, and it's in the back of the net. Nice play, being able to feed it out in front for Welch. But a critical turnover by Stillday in the corner.
Great shot there by Aiden Welch on the backside. He was just set up perfect, just sitting in that spot waiting for the pass. The pass was right on point, and Welch buried it. That's his second goal of the year.
10:58 the time of that goal, makes it 1-1, and we talked about the slight advantage on the even strength on the 5-on-5.
That was huge mentally too for the Dragons, because losing your first two games and then going down 1-0, you could see just kind of the here we go again, and you shrug your shoulders. But they didn't do that. They stepped up and they got that game tying goal.
Yeah, the announcement with Welch getting the go-ahead, or the game-tying goal, I should say.
Sounds like they gave the assist to Seth Linnell, too.
Linnell getting the assist. Puck's going to lay out in front. Moore able to hold the zone initially. Shot sits loose, and Mitchell rifled one just wide on that far side. 2-on-1 going the other direction. Linnell trying to get a puck. Good job by Graves. He came sprinting in off the bench to get back on defense, to be able to get in the passing lane to try to take Linnell out of that equation. Still a pretty decent shot and a nice offensive rush for the Pine City Dragons.
Yeah, that was Tim Thole on that shot, and a good save made by Nordstrom to keep him away. Thole tried to sneak it in up top shelf, but Nordstrom got it, I think, with his shoulder.
5:04 to go, period number 1. 1-1 our score between the Dragons and the Mora Mustangs. Andy Beckstrom joined by Andrew Duvall on the call for tonight's matchup here on FM 106.5 WCMP. Glad you could join us, whether it be there on our YouTube stream. Kritzek tries to play it back length of the ice the other way. Graves will pick it up and try to carry it in. Tipped in by Brody Anderson. Smetna from his own zone loses the puck. Kritzek brings it in. Short side shot. Good job by Olsen, just squaring up on that corner. Hug the post and square him up.
Sometimes being in the right position is better than making the save.
Smetna trying to work it out along the near side, makes a nice move and slips free, but he loses the puck in the process. Such tries to pick it up, gets it away for Kritzek. Kritzek will start it the other direction now for the Mustangs. Tried to lay it ahead for Mitchell, who was skating free along this near side. Puck bouncing around, comes back out to the neutral zone and chopped ahead. Back in by Foray. Sluka gets it back to the blue line, but Foray steps up and maintains the zone, but goes up over the top of the net. Tossed in from the fans.
This period's been dead even. 1-1, 7-7 shots on goal. And I think as far as, we don't really do time of possession in hockey, but it's pretty close to even too.
It's been a heck of a ball game, very back and forth. Each team has had golden chances too.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been one-sided, offensively or defensively, as that one goes up into the net.
Not very many fans here tonight. Decent crowd, but they're still getting some souvenirs.
One of the things that, not that you don't miss a lot of things, when you go, have a global pandemic, obviously, but no chuck-a-puck happening at all. That's it's really unfortunate.
Now that you say that, now I'm sad.
One of the last games that I called at one point in Asani, I actually won chuck-a-puck. It was amazing.
Well, you got an advantage being in the press box.
Don't tell anybody. Just keep it a secret. Sell works in on his right wing, tries to center it out in front. ends up putting it not necessarily on goal, but on the netminder. Nordenstrom's able to smother that one.
Nordstrom playing a solid game, too. We got a couple good goalies here tonight. Be interesting to see where this goes. Would you get, like you said, you got some chances, and you'll see how this game progresses if we end up with just a couple goals in the game, or if the gates open up.
Puck along the far side. Mitchell's going to bring it out through the left wing. Loses an edge, goes down. Pine City trying to clear the zone. Linnell picks it up, works his way back through center. He'll be joined by Leisure along the right wing. Leisure lays it out back for Welch. Fires this shot a little high over the top of the net. Back it'll come for Carpenter. The near side holds the zone. 3 minutes remaining here in period number 1. 1-1 our score. Stilldale on that backside over to the far edge for Mitchell. Mitchell high up off the window, bounces back out to center, and Carpenter will start back after it for the Dragons. Carpenter lays it in deep. Paddled to the corner by Nordenstrom. Centering feed out in front, and Leisure had another great chance, but he just roofed it a little too high, and now we have an opportunity the other direction. Such in on the breakaway, fires a shot, a big save by Mason Olsen.
Great save, Olsen. Wide open chance there by Mora, and Olsen came over and stood him away. That'll go a long way for the young guy's confidence.
Back-to-back, beautiful plays, an opportunity on one end, and it just goes too high over the top. Quickly the other direction, shoots with a great opportunity, and Olsen with a beautiful save.
He got, I won't use the word rewarded, but the Mustangs kind of ran him over, too, after the fact, trying to get the rebound, so he paid for the save as well.
This appears to be one of those type of games with both netminders playing pretty good. Shot comes just a little bit wide by Forey, and the Dragons will try to get it back out to the neutral zone. But where each team is trying to be extra fine and extra spot-oriented, and there's going to be a handful of, you mentioned it before, a handful of players that are going to look at a play and just sleep with that one.
Mm-hmm. And you just hope that it's, that it's not the difference between a win and a loss.
Puck on the far side. Ahead it comes for Smetna. And it's going to be taken away instead by Kritzek. But a whistle behind the play, minute 45.
I believe it
looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Mora Mustangs.
Oh, never mind. Stapek was near the play. I didn't see it. It was off the puck. But you're right.
It's Such with a penalty. So now Pine City, our first opportunity on the power play at 15-15. Opportunity, puck over to the far side as they slow it up. Sluka runs the point up top. Smetnal on that far side, up top for Sluka. Now near side, Parker Sell up top for Sluka. Rifles a shot down the slot, save made. Puck still loose out in front. Mitchell's going to come away with it and be able to get the clear down the length of the ice.
Big chance here for the Dragons. You feel a lot better if you got a 2-1 lead going into the intermission.
Carpenter along this near side. He's able to get free, gets his way inside, slows it up a little bit, waits for the rest of the Dragons to be able to get into the zone. Wants to try to get it back for Sluka. Instead, it's going to be a turnover as Mitchell brings it back through. Works his way over to the far side, and I think Mitchell wanted to mostly just get it into the zone and try to kill more time as we're under a minute to go here in period number 1.
I don't know, though. Those high-skill players like Mitchell thrive on the shorthanded.
Beautiful opportunity. Again, it just slides off the stick of Sal, who's usually very sure-handed. Smetna set it up nicely, drew the defense, and had a wide-open net to work with as Mora gets the clear. Down to 30 seconds remaining. Still tied 1-1. 40 seconds remain on the power play for the Pine City Dragons. Welch through center, lays it over to the near side for Leisure. Leisure sets it up in the corner. Lays it underneath and up top. Set up for Miskiska. Fires that shot in, and it's tipped out in front. I think Linnell got a piece of that one. Linnell with 1 assist and now a goal.
Yeah, just great play there on the power play. That's exactly what you're trying to do. Just throw it in from the back, and it's the same kind of similar goal as to what Mora scored earlier, a power play goal that just gets deflected. And when you're a goalie and you're watching that come in from the point and you're trying to make sure that puck doesn't go in and it immediately gets redirected the other way, there's nothing you can do about it.
Each team now with the power play goal. The difference in the game, the even strength goal by the Pine City Dragons. And now a big shot out at center as Youngbauer and Kritzek met at where the puck wasn't. And the first period wears off, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Pine City Dragons here at the Mora Civic Center. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the first period of play and get you set for what's upcoming in the second period when we return on FM 106.5 W's.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. They're helpful.
Find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
M Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Hi, I'm Eric Hoppy. If you're looking to buy a quality vehicle from someone you can...
There. Franzen, real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTC
Don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-13.
Research discoveries combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. City Clinic are now available in North.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
FM 106.5. Andy Beckstrom joined with Andrew Duvall. I try not to say alongside too many times. It's become a thing for me. But nonetheless, a great game so far, 2-1 as we are underway here in the second period of action. Goals in the first period. Mora got on board first, power play goal by Foray. Pine City back-to-back goals, even strength from Welch, and then power play from Linnell. Both teams a lot of golden opportunities. Shots on goal in the first, 9-9. So you want to talk about how close of a game this is. It is right by the numbers. Puck along the near side as Sell tries to pick that one up. Kept in at the point by Graves. Now Sell's going to get an opportunity. Foot race, heading the other direction. Sell makes a nice move, loses the puck. Shot fired on the far side is going to be deflected up into the netting, taken by Sluka.
Sluka, man, he went into the boards hard, getting up slow there. Hopefully he's okay.
And what a line this is for the Pine City Dragons. Smeton and Sell have been there for years and really been very good for this Pine City squad. And then you add Sluka in on that line, and that is, yeah, it's hard to believe that they're 0-2 at this point.
I'm excited to see how that line develops because, like you said, Sell and Smeton have been playing together for a long time. And Sluka, they got to remember with COVID, they only had like 8 practices before their first game, and so that's only going to get better.
Puck sent the length to the ice. Back after it, Stapek's going to chase it down. Back behind his netminder, Olsen. Tried to center it out front. Such almost came away with it. Back to the neutral zone. 4-8 chops that one away from Leisure, but he's able to chase it down along the left wing. Chips it in past Kritzek. Back underneath. Dragons trying to dig it out from there. Back to the point, Stapek. Lobs one in towards the net. No deflection, came through cleanly, but I'm not sure that Nordenstrom really seen it until it was on top of him. That one sent in from the right wing. Stapek keeps it in. Back underneath. Laid underneath by Leisure. Welch has it. Tries to go underneath. Leisure tries to center for Linnell. Puck slides free, and it's going to be an opportunity now for the Mustangs. Ahead it comes for Mitchell. Mitchell goes one-on-one the other direction. Fires a shot, and it's deflected up into the netting. Stapek did a good job keeping him in front of him.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Parker Mitchell in the pregame. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points through 3 games. That's amazing.
It's hard to beat those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I know you had a 9-2 win and a 10-3 win, but it doesn't matter. That's still incredible.
You get some big wins like that, you play pretty good, and Mitchell's really the motor that makes things go for this Mora squad. Puck along that far side, Rudek tries to hold the zone. Back it'll come to the point, and Steiner will bring it in on the left wing. Works his way past the circle, turns, back to the point for Graves. Bouncing puck comes past Lindblom. Graves can't handle it as it trickles its way back to the neutral zone. Anderson on the near side here up against the boards. Kicked ahead by Lindblom. Back for Steiner. Long lead pass over to the far side. Rudek tries to bring it in. Unable to control it all the way through, and it'll come out for Stillday, who will reset for the Mora offense. Even strength we play here. 14.5 to go. Period number 2. Smetana takes it away, works his way the other direction. Puck slides his way forward to Nordenstrom, who paddles it to the corner. Back for Sell, who sends a shot wide of the net. Puck to the far side, back to the point, and kept in by Carpenter. Ryberg keeps it in on the near side as well. Steiner backhands it along the near side, rifling a shot down the length of the ice is going to be Jagger Steiner. And that one, the official dove out of the way right in front of us.
I don't blame him.
Came right at him.
He ducked, and you ducked, and I ducked, and luckily the puck didn't hit any of us, so we're good.
I tucked behind this little alcove of wood that it probably would have came through this. I don't know. But the icing nonetheless does get a stoppage, but it allows Mora to be able to get a change. Quick shot off the draw, goes wide of the net. Puck back behind. Kritzek will try to start it out now for the Mustangs. Forey high off the window, past Stapek, and it'll come out 2-on-1, and it's off of the stick of Gravning, who had an opportunity to move forward, trying to drive in with Struve. Just past Sell on the return by the Dragons. Over to the far side as it was cleared out by Forey. Forey's going to pick it up, and Sell tried to take it away from him. Forey comes away with it. Along the near side board, Stapek keeps it in, kicks it down underneath. Kritzek's going to chase after it. Makes a nice move to get away from Akiska. Forey off the boards down on the near side. It's going to head the length of the ice. And we'll get another whistle for icing. A little bit of a difference with high school as opposed to other levels is you get that ice, you can still make a change.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice for some of these teams. Sometimes you wonder if they dump it down just to make a change. I'm tired. I'm going to get rid of this thing.
.13 to go in period number 2. A pretty rapidly moving second period. The first one, it didn't necessarily drag on, but there was a lot happening with that first period. A couple of penalties, 3 goals put up on the board, but it has been a rapidly moving second period. Big hit put in on Mitchell, gets the Pine City bench fired up. Puck still in the zone, and back it'll come with Welch. Back out to the neutral zone. Knocked away momentarily by Mitchell. Nice play by Forey. Steps up on Welch. Welch wanted to make a move, but Forey, before he could make the move, just stepped up and bodied him up, not allowing him to maintain possession. Linnell trying to dig it out of the corner on the far side. Centers for Welch. Welch from the high slot tried to put it underneath for Leisure, but couldn't connect on that one. Knocked away by Kritzek over on the near side. Kritzek gets it back out to the neutral zone, and Such will try to bring it through. Such and Kritzek cross the line. Shot blocked by Carpenter on that far side. It'll come back out to the neutral zone, just past Linnell. And here comes with Mitchell, being watched by Leisure, and the Pine City Dragons, I will say, defensively against Mitchell, they are definitely aware of what he can do as the puck goes underneath for Graves. Roofs it, hits the post, and comes over to the near side. Welch back behind is going to try to start it from his own end. Turnover picked up by Mitchell. Centers out in front for Forey. It'll come all the way through. One-timer from the point, sent in by Rudek, goes high over the top of the net. Kept in along the far side by Steiner. Underneath, Rudek tries to step up on it, and the puck will come through for the Dragons. Out for Linnell, and he'll backhand it along. And I feel like there's been a much more conscious, specific effort by the defense to swarm on Mitchell in this second period.
You can tell that was a point of emphasis, but, I mean, in today's hockey world where there's film out there that's readily available at the streams, and anybody can go on Hockey Hub and see he's got 12 points, and when he's got 12 and your next closest guy behind him, I mean, Ty Graves has 7, but still, and Jack Kritzek has 7 too, but you're looking at those 12 points and going, okay, we got to stop that guy.
Yes. Mitchell plays quite a bit. As high school hockey, you get 1, 2 lines, maybe a third line, but generally your 2 lines, that top line plays almost 2/3 of the game. Mitchell will be out there quite a bit, similar to Smetna and Sell.
Especially on the power play as well and penalty kills.
Puck back to the point. Fired in, just goes a little bit wide. Back it'll come for Stapek along this near side on the blue line. He dumps it in. Coming out of the corner, turned over, and the Mustangs will start it the other direction. Brody Anderson dumps this one in. It'll be on goal, so the netminder Olsen has to play it. Allows a change behind the play for The Mustangs. Smetna brings it in on the left wing, dumps it across the middle. Nobody there. Thole tried to drive in, tries to center it back out, and Smetna wasn't quite there yet. That shot comes part way through. It was Youngbauer that fired that one in and hit one of the Mustangs. I think that's Graves. He's still kind of holding his arm a little gingerly. And we're in that second period that's so tough to get a change because it's on the opposite side of the ice.
Yeah, he's not feeling great right now.
Puck off the window on the far side, and now it's going to be icing, but as we talked before, this is a way to be able to get Graves off the ice.
One thing I want to mention, I was going to talk about, this was my point of emphasis in the first period, but we had a little internet problem, so we didn't really get to chat too much. Aiden Welch, and even in the second period, Welch coming from a guy who didn't really play a whole lot last year. He scored his first varsity goal in one of the last games last year in Proctor. He got a goal last night in Proctor, getting a goal in that first period, or in their last game, on Tuesday night. Then got a goal here in that first period, and he's playing really good hockey.
Welch is definitely really setting a tone for that next line. Once you get beyond Parker Sell and Smetna and Sluka.
Actually, right now they got Mason McKiska out there playing with Sluka and Sell on this line.
This puck sent in, and it's going to be smothered by Nordstrom. So Sauter juggling his lines just a little bit here in the second period, and that might be a matter of trying to move McKiska up or trying to rearrange where Smetna is. Smetna's been all over the ice, but it seems like it's rolling off his stick.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just, you got a brand new coach, and this is still the third game of the season. And not to keep hammering this point home, by the way, they only had like 6 days of practice. They're still figuring this thing out. I'd be willing to bet that this is not going to be the last line shift before the end of the season.
Definitely making changes on the fly. And on top of that, we talked about trying to be able to, gain that chemistry with Sluka. Who do you keep him with and who do you change it? You also have, there's so many dynamics with that one, with that line in itself. Trying to be able to, do you overload one line or try to even it out a little as Carpenter is dumped and throws the puck in. Carpenter along the far side, able to maintain possession momentarily, and now it comes back past Sluka and to the neutral zone. Works his way through on the left wing with 9 minutes to go here in period number 2. Chopped along by Rudek. He'll come back out to the neutral zone. Kicked in as the Dragons try to get it into the zone, but right there it comes back for Mitchell. Mitchell to the slot, fires a shot, and just missed it wide on the glove side. I think if it's on goal, it probably is a save, but a pretty good shot nonetheless. Sell likes that reverse spin move. He's dumped out in front by the Mustangs, and they'll come away with it. Forey starts away on the near side as they were trying to get it stretched out for Mitchell as he was extended well above the red line. But they could not get the connection there. Now we get a whistle on an elbow. 8:21 to go here, period number 2. We're essentially halfway through this hockey game.
You can tell we're halfway through it, too, because the players are starting to get a little more chippy. They've had enough time for this game to develop. And did we mention these two teams don't like each other very much?
If we haven't, let's mention it again. As going to the box is going to be Forey on an elbow. Second opportunity on the power play. The puck turned over, and Gravning tried to start the other direction with it, but he couldn't get in control of it. And now cleared down the length of the ice by Steiner, but we get a whistle back behind the play. And another penalty, I think, coming against the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's a golden opportunity for the Dragons to go up by 2 goals. They're going to be on the 5-on-3 here for almost 2 full minutes.
And that's going to be on Mitchell as well. So a minor on Mitchell. So a minute 43, you're not only missing Forey, who's a pretty solid player in his own right, but now you lose Mitchell for the power play. That is a very, very tough loss to swallow if you're a Mustang fan. But as you mentioned, this is a great opportunity for the Dragons to try to be able to put one, maybe even a couple of goals up on the board.
Yeah, 8:04 to go in the second period. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I was thinking one for sure. They might get two. They've got a minute and 43 of a two-man advantage, barring a goal. And then, if they get one early, they could have another minute and some change to get a second goal.
And the nice thing with the minute 43, really, you don't have to have your top power play out there to start it. You can work them in, especially when it's in your own zone in the second period. That one's going to be knocked down. A save made by Nordstrom. Not sure if Nordstrom ends up with the puck underneath him or Steiner, but puck laid out in front, and it was smothered right away. When you have a 5-on-3, you have that opportunity to just cycle the puck and then work somebody over to the bench and just get a mid-shift switch without really affecting, kind of go 4-on-3 for a second, throw another guy on ice. It's really the second period. I mean, you want to have it any time, but the second period's a huge advantage to have right in front of your own bench. Dragons win that face-off, and they'll start it on the far side. Puck underneath, trying to do a give and go with Youngbauer, unable to do that. Leisure will start it, top of the circle, far side. Lost it momentarily, but right there with it. Over to the near side. Now for McKiska. Steps up in the top of the circle, fires a shot. Glanced off the glove of Nordstrom up into the netting. Back behind. 7:30 to play. Minute 10 in 5-on-3.
I'm always interested to see how these 5-on-3 situations go early in the season because it's not something that happens a lot, so you don't want to waste a lot of time on it in practice. But I know they work on it a little bit, and so I'm always curious to see for both teams how this goes, like I said, especially early on in the year.
And now you see Pine City go to the Smetna, Sluka, and Cell line with Carpenter and Thole. The other side of the ice is going to be Steiner, Kritzek, and Gravning. Gravning, nice play by Gravning. He just hit it with his skate. I don't think he tried to do it, but what a play by Gravning, able to kick that one away, put himself just in a good position. Good things happen. Able to get it clear back down the ice, down to 40 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Sluka sets it up near side in the corner. Circle goes cross ice. Sell had it slip off his stick. Smetna puts it in the back of the net.
That was a great shot by Smetna. A really good setup there by Sell. He did a little, I think it was on purpose, a pump fake, and then just slid it over for Smetna for the one-timer, and he buried it.
Nice play by Sluka to be able to fire that one cross ice to initially set it up. Great play all around, and we talked about it before. The timing is really the key there, as with 6:52, that one of the penalties comes off.
Yeah, you still got 45 seconds left on the power play, and that's enough to get yourself set up again as Peyton Smetna grabs his second goal of the season.
Smetna with the goal from Sell and Sluka. Sell will bring it back in the other direction. Nice move by Sell, and Sell on the board makes it a 4-1 game.
Wow, Parker Sell, he this season so far playing good hockey, but just a little slow off the break to get in the scoreboard. And there it is, the first goal on the power play. All skill, all hands. He just skated in, made a nice move, and slipped it past Nordstrom. And just like that, it is now a 4-1 game.
Not sure if there's any assist really to be given. It was
might be
really
unassisted.
They would probably throw one out there maybe, but really Sell made that one happen. And we talked about it, it's kind of a long season in the early season, getting him on the board. And that definitely is a great play by Sell.
It's a confidence booster now for Pine City. Let's see how Mora reacts. Because, Pine City defensively this year averaging 7 goals against the game. So, Mora's got to kind of keep that in the back of their head that they can still score some goals. We'll see how they do.
Linnell picks it up out in front of Nordstrom. Got a piece of it, trying to poke check it away, or if it was just lost by Linnell, but great opportunity, went the other direction. Now the Mustangs look like they're going to be on the man advantage on an interference call on the Pine City Dragons. And
yeah, I thought they were going to get him like roughing or elbowing, but interference, yeah, that's probably the right call there by the official.
I don't want to say with a 4-1 score that this is a must-score type of power play, but if you're a Mora fan, you almost need to take advantage of this because Pine City has been very good, especially on the 5-on-5, and clearly not taking penalties here in the second period after a couple of silly ones in the first period.
You know, we still have 23 minutes of hockey, so it's not like if Mora doesn't score, the game is over. But just from a mental aspect, scoring a goal would get yourself back in the game on the scoreboard and in your own head too. And so I do feel like it does feel like a must-score power play here for the Mustangs.
Penalty is going to be against Youngbauer on the interference. Mustangs will start it back the other direction as Kritzek had it come off of him, and I thought Kritzek was out, but he was in the zone when it happened, and so it's going to be a
oh, never mind. I thought they were going to get him for a tripping call right away. I thought we were going to the 4-on-4, but never mind. You were right. They were going offside.
I seen the linesman point. I guess I never even seen the official. So we play on with the power play. Sometimes when you win the puck back doesn't necessarily mean that you won it. Mustangs have to come all the way back into their own zone. Steiner will start it out. Comes over to the near side now for Mitchell. Waits for the puck to catch up to him. Gets into the zone, but he loses it right away. He was kind of tied up almost immediately, and Sluka clears that puck down the length of the ice. 5 minutes remaining here in period number 2. 4-1 is the lead now for the Pine City Dragons. Picked up by the Mustangs, but sent right back in by Rydberg. Mustangs now just having a hard time coming out of their own zone. Kritzek now crosses the red line and is able to get it into the offensive end. With 45 seconds left to go in the man advantage, and a shattered stick. But the puck ends up sliding in.
What a weird goal. It's Trenton Foray with the goal.
I followed this stick, I'm not going to lie. So.
Yeah, stick broke. The head of the stick went flying, and I think everybody else did too, as the puck just slowly slid over to Foray, and he tapped it in the back of the net.
Time of the goal for Foray, a power play goal at 12:26. And what a crazy turn of events. As we mentioned, the broken stick, so the puck just laid out in front. And it just kind of, I don't know, hypnotized everybody.
It was weird. They're going to give, sounds like Mitchell and Kritzek the assists there too, so adding to Mitchell's total on the year. But just like that, 4-2 more importantly, the Mustangs definitely feel like they got a chance to fight back here. There's still a lot of time left.
That definitely kind of makes this game feel as close as it's been all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Centering feed taken away by Mitchell. Nobody there for the Dragons at that time. Mitchell, what a job by Mitchell, working his way through 2 defenders all the way back, and then he's pushed off and hits the net off.
Mitchell was a man on a mission there. He did not care. He was going to get through that defense no matter what it took, and I think he just kind of almost was going too fast.
Credit Stapek sticking with him. He worked the double team almost the entire way down the ice, but Stapek kept with him and finally just lost the puck before losing an edge and taking out the net. Face-off now taken back by the Mustangs, the Mora-Malacca Mustangs on that far side. Sent in underneath now by Ashworth. Mitchell trying to dig it out of the corner. Double teamed immediately in that corner. 3:40 to go here, period number 2. 4-2, Pine City holds a lead. A couple of power play goals here in the period. Sell back with it. Sell starts it ahead. Slides it right in. Save made by Nordstrom. Centering feed and another save as this puck goes wide from McKiska. This one's sent in by Stapek. Blocker save made, and they tried to lead it out for Mitchell, and he's dumped on the way through. Never got a chance to hit on that one. 3:08 to go as we play on. again, just golden opportunities left and right in this hockey game.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch.
Centering feed and an easy goal now by Sel. McKiska took it away in the corner. What a big turnover in the corner. There wasn't really anything Nordenstrom could even do in that play. Sel was set up too easily to be able to just slide that one past.
And you just kind of wonder what a game like this will do now for the Dragon confidence. Now, going up 5-2 when they lost the first 2 games of the season. And, no matter how this game finishes, you've put up 5 goals here in the first 2 periods. Some of these guys, it's just kind of, and I think part of it for Parker Sel is now he's on the scoreboard. He got that first one underway, and now he's playing with a ton of confidence.
Sometimes guys like that, you get that first one, and it's just the floodgates open wide open.
Yeah, he's got the skill. He can score. You knew it had to happen eventually. And so you just kind of had to wait and see. And then Parker Sel with 2 really nice goals tonight.
Pine City won both matchups last year, 8-1 and 5-0. 2018-19, both games went 4-3 as the 2 teams split the matchup. This is their first meeting of the year here in Mora. 5-2 is the Pine City lead as we are 2.5 away from the second period intermission. Puck tipped all the way through. Kind of a dangerous tip all the way through and just went wide of the net. Mustangs get it back out to the neutral zone, flipped up. Smetna's going to pick it up at the red line and start it back. Heading in to our right. Fires a shot in. Nordenstrom holds on.
Smetna's another one. He's skating with a little extra speed after his goal, too. So you tell he's feeling a lot better on the ice.
One thing that I've kind of noticed in the game, and we've had mostly power play goals and an even strength goal, but mostly power play goals. Both netminders have done a very remarkable job at controlling the puck. Not just making the save, but controlling the puck, which is such a huge part of netminding.
No, there hasn't been a lot of juicy rebounds that have been sitting out there for the teams to bury.
Puck near side in the corner. Mora trying to hold the zone, get something set up on offense. Mitchell centers into the slot. Kritzek, though, had it behind him. Now it comes out. Mitchell tries to fire a shot. It hit some traffic out in front. Back for Kritzek. Fired a shot. That's blocked by Linnell. And back to the point it'll go, and it'll be a whistle. I believe we have a penalty coming on. Youngbauer is going to head to the box. He's not real happy about the call on a cross check.
See how Pine City does now on this penalty kill. The remainder of the second period, barring a goal, will be on the kill here for Pine City. As Mora, 3 goals is quite a bit in hockey. 2 is a little different story. And so, Mora wants to really grab this goal before heading into the locker room. Up the stairs into the locker room.
One of the unique aspects of the Mora Civic Center. 4 locker rooms low, but the one that Mora uses is up the stairs.
I can't hardly walk upstairs in shoes, let alone skates, so kudos to the kids.
I just sleep on the couch. Puck sent back out just past the blue line. It'll come back out to center, and Mora will have to back off and reset things. Over to the near side, sent in by Foray, knocked to the corner by Olsen. Rydberg tries to wrap it around the boards over to the far side as we reach the 1 minute remaining point of period number 2. Mitchell works his way in on the left wing. Swings it wide over on this near side and then back behind. Centers out in front. Steiner fires a shot and a goal for Jagger Steiner.
It's a big one.
Mitchell left that one out for Steiner. And you talked about it, that they almost, and not necessarily needed to, but you really wanted to see another goal for, if you're a Mora fan, to kind of get that good feeling and kind of get it to 2 goals. And, they took advantage of the power play. And
I'm going to kind of eat my own words a little bit because I was kind of talking about how Pine City's playing with confidence and almost kind of insinuating that the game was over, and I should not have done that because Mora is right back in this thing. This game's far from over.
8 goals put on the board. 6 of them have been on the man advantage for the two various teams. Foot to front, and Forey rifles a shot in. Tipped out in front, went just a little wide. Mitchell trying to start something. Gets it out in front, and the puck's in the back of the net again. Mora needed 1 goal to have a little momentum, and they now have 2 goals as they get their first even strength goal. They couldn't blow the horn right away because the air compressor hadn't charged back up.
Yeah, that was quick. About 20 seconds in between the 2 goals, and just like that, it's a 1-goal game.
Time of that one, 16:35.
That's we thought the last one was a big one. That's a big one.
You want to talk about going into the locker room on a high.
Sounds like Carter Ashworth on the goal there.
Yep, Ashworth on the goal, and it's a good thing that they gave an assist to Mitchell because he doesn't have very many stats on the season, so.
Make him feel better.
Parker Mitchell with yet another assist on the night to go with one of the goals as the time runs out on the clock. 5-4 in a, I'm going to take kind of a little bit of blame on that one because we got to about halfway through the period, and I said, it's been a rapidly moving period. Not a lot of whistles, not a lot of penalties. All right, so then back-to-back penalties, back-to-back power play goals, and just things went,
from there.
went kind of wild at that point in time. We'll come back and we'll wrap up that second period and all of the chaos that has happened here from the Mora Civic Center when we return on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom on hand here for the second period intermission. Speaking with assistant coach Jake Sauter, and do you need to catch your breath from that period? That second period was all over the place.
That's kind of been our theme so far this year. The second period's been crazy in a lot of our games. So
we could tell a little bit after the first period that you guys really wanted to focus on trying to eliminate some of the silly penalties and kind of be a little bit more disciplined. Were you a little bit kind of disheartened as things kind of got a little chippy towards the end of that period?
Yeah, we feel that we're playing 5-on-5. We're controlling the game. I mean, it's really that simple, and we got to stay out of the box. And if something does not go our way, we got to keep our emotions in check. And that last goal there, it didn't kill us, but I mean, we're going to rebound and come back. We got a 1-goal lead, so just get refocused. The period break came at a good time, so we'll come out flying.
Definitely a kind of a huge swing of momentum, kind of back and forth between each team, really. And do you have a specific message you're going to be kind of looking at in the locker room break?
Just continue to do our job. I mean, one thing, we've had a rough start so far to the year, but I tell you, the work ethic from these guys has not been a problem at all. I mean, they continue to work hard. We just got to not chase so much. That last goal, we were chasing a little bit, so it's the same message every day. It's do your job, and if we're not happy with some distractions, whether it's calls or whatever, that's all noise. We just ignore it and continue to fight. That's what we got to do, and just keep working. We think 5-on-5, we're going to be just fine.
If you have a moment for 2 more questions, I want to talk about the 2 Parkers in a way. So it seemed like you guys really focused defensively on Parker Mitchell, 11 for Mora, really kind of almost bracketing him and not really eliminating, but trying to take him as much out of the game as possible. And it seemed to work at least for most of the period.
Well, yeah, anybody, you identify who their skilled players are. He's a skilled player, so we absolutely want to try to take as much time and space away from him as we can to and put pressure on everybody too. But yeah, definitely take all of his space away that we can.
And on the other side, Parker Sell hasn't had a goal, gets that goal. Do you feel like that's just the floodgates opening up now for a guy like Sell, who's just been a tremendous player in this organization for years?
Yeah, he should have 5 goals tonight already. He missed a wide open net on a bad bounce. He missed a breakaway, which is not like Parker. And yeah, absolutely. You could see when he came to the bench, it was just like a weight off his shoulders. So he's one of our leaders. He's one of our captains. We expect him to continue, and he's one of the hardest workers we have, just like a lot of the kids are. So, yeah, he'll be fine.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us. Pine City leads at 5-4 at the second intermission break. We'll talk a little bit about how we got there when we return on the second intermission on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Hi, I'm Eric Hoppy. If you're looking to buy a quality vehicle from someone you can trust without having to haggle, come see me, Eric Hoppy, at Kanabec Auto Sales located in Mora on Highway 65. I'll help you find the right vehicle for you and your family and make sure you're satisfied with your investment. And I understand how important it is to stay within your budget. Cars you can trust from a guy you can trust. That's me, Eric Hoppy, Kanabec Auto Sales in Mora.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom joined with Andrew Duvall here at the Mora Civic Center. And Andrew, great first period.
Yeah, great game here so far. I do want to mention this game brought to you by DPR Builders, 320-469-2468. So great thanks to DPR Builders for sponsoring Pine City Hockey, Dragons and Mustangs 5-4. Definitely not a boring second period.
And we mentioned it just as we were going to break for the intermission, that I made the comment that it was a rapidly moving period, that there wasn't a lot of whistles, there wasn't really any penalties, there wasn't a lot of goals. There was 3 goals in the first period, and nothing had happened halfway through the period. 8:39 a penalty, 8:56 a penalty, 10:08 a goal, 10:27 a goal. All of a sudden, the whistles start happening, and the scoreboard just starts lighting up at that point in time.
For sure. And at first it was advantage Pine City, and Pine City grabbed a couple more goals with Smetna and Sell grabbing 2 there for the Dragons. But then, after that, it just you're starting to feel it's like 5-2, and you're like, oh boy, this thing might start get ugly, might get out of hand. Pine City might grab a couple more goals here, and then all of a sudden a penalty happens, and we're right back 5-4. Jagger Steiner and then Carter Ashworth scoring there for Mora, and just like that, we're back to a 1-goal game.
We talked a little bit about how close this game really is, and shots on goals a little bit of an edge for Pine City, 18-15. The score obviously 5-4, so the 1-goal game. But really, we even talked with both coaches, really Jake and Seth, during the 2 different intermissions, that Pine City does have a slight edge on that 5-on-5. You take a look at the score, 5-4. You take away the even strength goals, it's 3-3 on the power play. Each team, 6 of the 9 goals were on the power play. So really, if you want to make an argument, it's 2-1.
Yeah. And really, too, one thing to mention, both of these coaches, they're going to those locker rooms. They're going to say, hey, let's clean up the penalties. We don't want to be on the penalty kill, because that's where the other team, we're scoring. Each team's scoring a lot of goals. We're giving up a lot of goals on the penalty kill. But the way these 2 teams play hockey, especially when they play each other, I have a sneaky suspicion we might get a few more penalties before this game is done.
There's definitely a little bit of chippiness and a little extra, how do I put it, follow through on some hits.
And it's clean. It's not. They're not playing dirty hockey. I'm not insinuating that even a little bit. Sometimes there's hits that they're not dirty. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody out here, but they just are. They play with a little extra power and a little extra edge when they play each other. And typically, I want to mention too, as these programs, they fluctuate. They go up and down. And Pine City's really had the advantage the last couple of years, but they always play each other close.
And it's one of those type of rivalries where really it is a rivalry, but in other times, in normal times, they would probably after the game still be chatting with each other and still, like, oh, that was a great game and high five. The familiarity breeds just, I don't want to say you try a little more because you want to, give everything you got for every game, but in a game against a rival, against a close school, it's just a little bit extra, completing that check a little harder, a little extra, oomph on the shot, just little things like that, and it just leads to a fun game.
Should be an exciting third period. Be interesting to see who we award our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game to. We'll be doing that following the game. Coach Sodders will be picking their Player of the Game here. Coming up, we're going to give a free bacon cheeseburger meal to one lucky player from Nichols Cafe.
Couple of early front runners. You can make an argument for Sell with a couple of goals. Smeton has been around the puck quite a bit. McKiska has actually had a couple of great opportunities. He's had a couple of assists. So definitely a lot of players that could be out there. You could even make, even though it is 5-4, so goals have, been in the back of the net. for Pine City, Mason Olson's still playing a pretty good game. He's made a couple of really, really big saves on some golden opportunities for the Mustangs.
Well, I think both coaches would say, without the way their goalies are playing this game, it's as absurd it is to say when a 5-4 game, it could be 9-8 right now.
It definitely could be. There's been a couple of great opportunities. The goals that are being scored, I would argue with the exception of the one with the broken stick that was just a bizarre play in itself, the goals are very legit goals. They worked for them. They really moved the puck, and they had great opportunities. It wasn't, I don't think we're seeing any soft goals going in. It's definitely a lot of solid offense to be able to get things going, to get the puck in the back of the net here in the first period, or in the first couple periods.
Real quick update, the Dragon girls hockey team playing over in Isani against some former teammates of theirs in the Northern Tier Stars. The Dragon girls are trailing 3-1 right now.
Third period underway. Puck is down and starts off in the Pine City zone. And Coach Jake Sauter touched on it a little bit, that it was really nice time for a period break to happen, as they had given up back-to-back goals within 20 seconds. I think Mora wanted to stay on the ice for another 15 minutes at that point, see if Mora can carry any of this momentum into the third. Kritzek's going to lead it all the way ahead for Mitchell. Mitchell in on Olsen with the backhand and a goal. What a goal by Mitchell.
Holy cow. First of all, what a pass to Mitchell.
That whole thing was a lot.
Yeah, and just 34 seconds into the period, first to stay on side and grab that puck and then get past Olsen for a game-tying goal. That answered your question if Mora carried any of the momentum over from the second period. I think they did, as it's now tied 5-5.
Beautiful pass up ice, and Mitchell just you almost kind of feel if you get a guy like that with some momentum let out in front of him, that it was going to be in the back of the net.
Yeah, good shot there by Mitchell. That's, believe it or not, in a 5-goal game, that's his first of the evening.
First goal of the evening, but he's got, I believe, 3 assists. He's got 3 assists to that point, so ho-hum, a 4-point night for Parker Mitchell.
That pretty much a 16 through 3 games in the game. This one's not even over.
15:46 to go here in the game.
Another broken stick.
As a blade comes off out towards center. Puck follows along the far side, but kept in the zone. Ashworth back for Steiner. Off the window hard and back out to the neutral zone.
I think I can say I'm not a hockey parent, but I talk to a lot of hockey parents, and they don't like seeing those blades on the ice like that.
I was talking actually before the game with one of the hockey parents, and that's a specific thing that they're trying to chase the sticks all season long. Dumped on the play, but the puck slides through and is put in the back of the net, and all of a sudden the Mora Malacca Mustangs take the lead, and that's going to be a goal by Carter Ashworth. That was a hard goal. Ashworth was the benefactor of a puck that just slid to him from, I believe it was Kritzek, was just dumped on the play.
Yeah, Carter Ashworth, that's his second of the evening. And, just a big play. I think the Dragons were going to go on the penalty kill. Looked like they were going to get the penalty call. And then Ashworth just came in on the backside and just put it in the back of the net. And Mora just flying here in the third. Dragons got to figure it out quickly.
It was Anderson that was dumped on the play that had that one, not Kritzek. But Anderson, Anderson did a lot of the work, got all the way in there, and then got just squared up by the Dragons. And Ashworth, the benefactor, as the puck kind of laid right in front of him. He didn't do much, just kind of threw it on net and happened to slide 5-hole past Olsen. 6-5. Wow, what a hockey game.
Third period's picked up right where the second period left off with just 2 goals in 2 minutes.
14:42 left to play in a tremendous hockey game here at the Mora Civic Center. Puck is going to come back into the Mora zone. Kritzek will start it from his own end. Up ahead on the near side. It Slides past Gravning all the way deep into the Mora zone. Mitchell forechecking in hard, trying to be able to take the puck away. The only time he'll be one-on-one. Pine City gets the puck back out to the blue line and back out. McKiska almost gets rung up. Him and Struve met right at the red line, but Sell comes away with the puck, fires a shot just a little high over the top of the net. Over to the far side, back out to the neutral zone. Gravning able to clear the puck. Carpenter will start it now for the Dragons. Fires it in cross ice from the near side to the far side. Sell along that far side. We'll see if he is able to keep his own personal momentum going throughout the course of the rest of this game. As he went from no goals on the season to 2 in this game. Puck flipped out. It's going to go off the window and down the length of the ice for an icing. 13:38 to play in the game. 6-5. Mora has taken their first lead since 1-0, 10 minutes into the first period.
Yeah, and it could not have come at a better time for the Mustangs here. And both of these teams right now, as we kind of hammered home in the second intermission, now it's stay out of the penalty box, because that's how you can flip this game on its head really quick with a couple power plays.
Youngbauer from the point rifles a shot glove side wide of the net. Past Nordenstrom. Linnell tries to center out in front. Puck up in the air, swatted out of the air. That was Corbin Kale that just got a paw on that one. Centering feed, nobody out there. Linnell had just skated past the low slot area, and the puck ended up right where he was. Welch and Lazier worked their way back in. Lazier slips past, put it out in front for Welch, but it was knocked away by Mitchell. Mitchell on the far side trying to chip it ahead, loses the puck. Steiner gets it back to the blue line. Mitchell, the puck as his feet gets dumped. Puck comes the other direction, and Lazier comes away with it, but he misses the net over the top. He put it up top high, but just couldn't get it there. Now Such brings it back 1-on-4, gets past the red line, and then dumps it in ahead, allowing Mora to change behind the play. Another grade A opportunity for the Dragons.
Great idea by Lazier, just a little off.
Youngbauer brings it back, centers out in front. The only one there is going to be Daniel Stillday for the Mora Mustangs. Off the window, coming back the other direction. Steiner gets it to the blue line, and it's cleared out by Rudek. Mustangs will start from their own end. Ahead it comes for Thole, knocked away by Foray. Puck goes back and forth, and Thole comes away with it almost on a breakaway. Nice move by Kritzek to be able to get back in and cut off the angle. Foray loses the puck back out to the neutral zone. It comes over to the near side now. Carpenter brings it back ahead for Lindblom. Smetna on the right wing trying to bring it in. As the backhanded in, then come back on side. Foray over to the left wing. And Thole take it away there. Dump it in, and the Dragons will try to chase in after it. Shot in on Mitchell from behind. Lindblom on the far side. Loses the puck off for Kritzek. And both teams kind of losing possession back and forth in the neutral zone. Headed to come now on the far side for Graves. Graves back to the point for Foray. Slides it across for Kritzek. Rifles a shot just wide on the blocker side. Near side kept in by Foray, who pinched down. Mitchell from his knees tries to get it away for Graves. Comes in to help. Centers it out in front. Nobody there for the Mustangs. And McKiskell started back out on the left wing. Slides that one in deep. And it'll be Kritzek that'll pick it up for the Mustangs. Under 11 minutes to play here in the hockey game. Carpenter gloves it down and shoots it back in the Mora zone. Turnover, and Sluka fires a shot. Deflected to the corner. Another centering feed, and back to the point it goes. Kept in by Stapek. Stapek loses it. Sluka turns and tries to hit a shot. Knocks the stick out of Foray's hands, but puck goes wide of the net. Sell on the far side, able to maintain possession. Backhands it underneath. McKiska on the near side, back for Stapek, who rifles a shot just wide of the net. On that far side, Carpenter able to hold his own momentarily. Now it's taken away by Mitchell. Mitchell waiting for a 2-on-1 opportunity. He's in with Gravning. Nice move, and gets it over for Gravning. What a move by Parker Mitchell. all that work by Mitchell and then to slide it across for the goal.
Wow, another great goal by Parker Mitchell here in this period. Or excuse me, a great play. He didn't end up getting the goal, but a third assist tonight to go along with his goal as it was just a smart play as he knew he had the 2-on-1, so he pulled the defender over, and then he had Gravning coming down the far side, and we're going to have a little switch in the net here now for the Dragons.
Dragons are going to go to their second netminder, Oscar Graboval, freshman.
(7-5) score now here. This has kind of been the story of the season for Pine City. The scoring has been great, but the defense has been lacking, and so Dragons now trailing by 2.
It does feel that Pine City was still, I don't want to say controlling, but still playing very well on the 5-on-5, but it did seem like they were kind of late, little leaky on the back end. They're allowing the last couple of goals, the Mitchell goal, and then Mitchell setting this one up. One was a breakaway, and then this one was a 2-on-1. That Mitchell had great patience on that one. He allowed Gravning to be able to get into the play and then kind of set up the defender just to be able to slide it across to Gravning.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it does feel like Pine City's controlling play in the 5-on-5, but the transition is where Mora's really had the advantage.
Puck over to the near side. Excuse me. Puck over to the near side. Welch unable to get it out of the zone. Comes back underneath. Youngbauer will start it from there. Tries to spin away from Gravning. Lost the puck momentarily. Gets it back, and now it'll come ahead for Linnell. Linnell chipped off the puck by Steiner, but the puck comes away with Leisure. Fires a shot. Save made. Deep in the zone. Good job by Leisure to get himself free, but Nordenstrom came out just enough to cut down that angle.
Man, another really great play by McCoy Leisure. Just not quite able to finish. But more of a good save that time by Nordenstrom.
8:58 to go here, period number 3. Mora now leads it 7-5. At one point, Pine City led 5-2 in the second period.
5 unanswered goals by the Mustangs. Looks like they're coming out to center ice here for this drop.
Less than a minute to play in the second period is when things kind of went off the rails a little bit defensively. Power play goal by Steiner. Another goal by Ashworth before the break. Mitchell starts it right out of the gate, less than a minute in. Then Ashworth and Gravning. Kind of a almost hard to believe turn of events over the course of really about 7 minutes of game time.
Kudos to the Mustangs. I mean, a lot of teams down 5-2 would give up. Mustangs far from it. They turned it on.
If for no other reason, this could lend to some confidence through the rest of the season, just to know that they can, hang with anybody, even if they end up down in a game. Just having that confidence. Puck back out to the neutral zone and sent down the ice by Carpenter. 8:26 to play. We'll see if Pine City has some more answers.
You know they can score. They've already put up 5 in this game. They scored quite a few in their game. Tuesday night against Proctor, they lost 8-4. They put up 4. They lost 6-5 to Cambridge. So you know that they can put pucks in the back of the net. And so just got to kind of tighten up defensively and then see what happens here the rest of the way out.
And really, as Coach Sauter talked on during the break, they've been in the games. It's not like they're getting blown out in games. They're 0-2, but it's not a wide open 0-2. It's a very close 0-2 that they could very easily be 2-0. Puck over to the near side. Back out it comes now for Thole and kept in by Foray as that came through and almost tipped its way in.
Yeah, that was scary, especially because you got the freshman goalie out there who's just started, first couple minutes in the game, and that's the first puck you see. You don't like that.
He's a freshman, but he is a sizable freshman.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a lot of goalies, they're becoming a little bit more taller, but a lot of them aren't super tall. a little bit, lower to the ground, a little, pretty flexible. And I've seen a couple of tall goalies, but he is definitely a tall goaltender, especially as a freshman.
Yeah, and you like that when you're, trying to save those top shelf shots. So
can cover a lot of ground, a lot of real estate there. Sell almost was in offsides as he lost the puck at the blue line when he went in, but
that puck looked like it got stuck on the ref's skates, and the Pine City bench not going to be thrilled about that.
Let that one play on. Centering feed. Nordenstrom tried to paddle it back to the corner, but right there McKiska sent it out in front, but there was nobody there for the Dragons. Carpenter will start it from his own end on the right wing, dumps it in. Forey will pick it up, and if you're Mora Malacca, I don't know that you're necessarily just going to play keep away, but your offense starts to kind of change more into kind of a defensive, just trying to be able to forecheck at the neutral zone. Out in front it comes, and another goal chopping away at it. Ashworth, I'm not sure who got it, but Ashworth may have a hat trick.
Yeah. He was right there in the middle of it. Let's see, it looks like they're in number 20. Maybe Austin Rudick this time.
Now it comes at the 9:57 mark. Wait for the announcement, see if it is Rudick or Ashworth. Both players right in front just chopping at it. A lot of sticks.
It's just a high traffic goal. You got a bunch of guys piled in front of the net. Puck was still loose and just went in the back of the net.
Rudick gets the goal. And with a play like that, no assists, because who knows who hit the puck. But Rudick gets the goal. And Mora now leads it 8-5. Pine City trying to forecheck hard. And what also works in the Mora Malacca favor in a way, as the puck is sent the length of the ice by the Mustangs, it'll be a whistle and a icing. What kind of works in their favor is now that you're into the third period, not only can you play that kind of laid back, not prevent defense, but kind of trapping at the red line, trying to prevent just coming across, not even getting a lot of offense generated. But you have Pine City that now has to force the issue, which almost leaves the back end even more open than it had been for the 5, now 6 straight goals.
Yeah, for sure. The forwards are kind of pressing, and the defenders are pushing up a little higher to try to get in on offense, and it just kind of makes things worse.
Puck sent the length of the ice. Back after it is going to be Steiner. It'll be an icing. 6:07 to play. 8-5 is our score in a game that was, I don't want to call it astonishing, but it was 5-2.
Yeah,
Pine City.
It was all
a
Pine
three-game
City.
lead.
I mean, they were, the first period's kind of back and forth, but the second period was all Pine City. They were up 5-2, and the game just flipped on its head, and Mora scored 6 unanswered goals. I mean, anytime that happens, it's incredible.
Sometimes just scoring 6 goals is a feat in itself, but to score 6 unanswered and 8 total has been kind of a crazy night. Puck sent in by the Mustangs. Again, just dumping it into the zone, keeping it away from, almost in a way like a power play, where you're just kind of keeping it away from their offense more than anything. Rudick tries to chop it across for Mitchell, unable to do so. Forey will step up and dumps it into the zone. And you see the puck comes in, Mitchell comes after it, but everybody else stays in the neutral zone until he gets underneath.
Yeah, they don't want to get beat on any breakaways, because that's how, the game could turn on its head the other way. So
Kritzek chops it back for Ashworth. Parker Sell picks that one up. Smetana has to get on side, and Sell brings it in. Sluka on the backside tried to drive in after it. The rebound never came out high enough for him. Tried to center it back for Sell, but a lot of traffic out in front. Ashworth will come away with it and start it the other direction. Off the window, bouncing puck. Slides past Stapek, who is set up to try to be able to hold the zone. Youngbauer has it knocked away from him by Rudick momentarily, and Youngbauer will pick it up and start it back the other direction once again. 4:40 to play here in the hockey game. Mora leads at 8-5 over the top of Pine City. Puck underneath, both teams fighting for possession. Such on this near side picks it up, plays it underneath, and it'll be Steiner that'll start it out for the Mustang. Plays it high off the window. They're going to put the hand up, and that'll be icing. Tried to put it high off the window and connect with Anderson to try to maintain the clock moving, but I think that if you're Mora, you're still okay with that as well, even though you got to face off in your own zone now.
Yeah, both teams will make a change here, too. Pine City back with Linnell, Leisure, Welch. Actually, Mora sounds like they're going to take a timeout.
4:21 to play here. Third period of action from the Mora Civic Center. We'll come back with the final 4:21 on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Wellia Health offers sports medicine services at all our campuses in Mora, Pine City, and Hinckley. Dr. Mullen and his team treat a full range of sports injuries for all athletes at any level of competition. If you are injured, we want to help you return to the game as quickly and as safely as possible, providing the sports medicine care you need when you need it to help you live life well with Wellia Health. Call 320-679-1313 to schedule for any location.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom on hand, sharing the booth with Andrew Duvall. And if you could indulge me for one moment, I want to wish a congratulations out to my normal job with the Mille Lacs County. Our Chief Deputy Kent Larson retired today, 28 years. Chief Deputy for the last 10 years. So congratulations out to him. Great career that he had throughout the course of many years and really different generations of everything that he has, kind of gone through. So the world through his eyes would be kind of an interesting thing.
You have another job? I thought you just ran around and did hockey games for us for a living.
Sometimes I like to dabble in, some other stuff here and there. A couple other games going on. Pine City Ogilvie girls basketball, East Central Onamia girls basketball, Pine City Mora boys hockey. Wait, that's our game. Pine City Mora, St. Cloud Mora boys basketball, and then Pine City Cambridge girls hockey all going on tonight. A couple of games going on tomorrow as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that during the post game. Stick with us through the conclusion of this game. We'll wrap up all of the scoring, which has been a lot. 13 goals up on the board. We'll talk about them all and talk about where we go from here and all of the next games we have for WCMP. Puck comes back with Kritzek. And offsides coming into the zone. Got to criticize Mitchell on something on his. He's just offsides. It's just you can't have that in this time.
Well, you got to have something to watch in film to improve on, and it can't all be positive.
Exactly.
So. Quick update for you. Mora boys basketball did get the win tonight, 57-35 over St. Cloud Cathedral. So That's a nice victory for the Mora boys team that obviously, went to the section championship game last year. Didn't get to play that section championship game, and beating a team as quality as St. Cloud Cathedral, that's a good win.
Definitely some talent in our local area. Mora with a chance to be able to head towards a section challenge in their section, and of course the East Central boys with an opportunity maybe try to chase after a section crown of their own. Last year coming up a little bit short to the Hinckley Finnis and Jaguars. A lot of talent in our local area. See if maybe one of these two teams, if Pine City can get sorted out, and they got a lot of talent, that's for sure. They're not short on talent. They just got to get everything kind of sorted out. Mora very balanced, very fundamentally sound. Other than Mitchell, they're not going to wow you with a ton of flash, but they put 8 goals up on the board tonight. They're putting goals up in bunches, 9 against Ashland, and
10 against Moose Lake too. So
they're definitely doing the work and getting it done. So we'll definitely track and follow these teams as we progress throughout the course of the winter season.
If they keep scoring like this, maybe they'll wear this horn out, and then it doesn't have to scare me anymore.
There we are. Horn is right next to us, about 20 feet away, and it's pointing the other direction, but you wouldn't know it.
I know it's coming, and it gets me every time.
2.5 to play here in the third period of action. 8-5 is our score. Of course, we talked about the other games going on tonight. You can find the rest of our schedule, WCMPradio.com/broadcast schedule. Click on the game of choice at the time of the game, and it will be a YouTube link to be able to watch the game if You're not on the radio. Puck knocked out to center. Steiner, even with 2 minutes left to go in a 3-goal game, Steiner is still diving after the puck to get it cleared out of the zone.
It's Pine City Mora for you.
Stapek brings it in on the right wing, gets back behind. Mitchell trying to chip that puck away from him, and Kritzek will get it cleared. It'll head down the length of the ice. Out of his net to play it is Grabavoll. Whistle that one down for icing. Minute 50 to go here in the hockey game. It was still a fun game, regardless of, you always hope for, whether you have a preference or, a thought about one team or the other, a fan of either team, I guess you could say, or completely impartial, you always hope for just a good game. And tonight's game has definitely been a fantastic hockey game.
We're at 13 goals and 44 shots on goal. I mean, it was flying back and forth. Lots of opportunities. This third period's been clean. I don't think we've had anybody in the box here in the third period. And so, it's been a really good, clean third period. Thought it might get a little chippy after we saw the second period, but the kids are playing just good, solid hockey. And it's just Mora's been able to bury their chances. And, Pine City's had a few missed opportunities.
I think that also the couple of goals by Mora, not only did take the lead, but all of a sudden up by 2 goals, in a way, kind of changed a little bit of the tempo of the game a little bit. But otherwise, I completely agree. I thought that third period was going to be a little bit more aggressive. And more of the same what we've seen in the first couple of periods as we wind down to about a minute left to play in this hockey game. Centering feed out in front, jamming away at it on the doorstep. Nordstrom got a whistle at first. The Pine City bench doesn't like it. I think the puck was still open, but the net might have slid off when they whistled it.
Another really good look there by Aiden Welch on that one. Nice pass across. Welch is right there. Nordstrom made a really good save on Welch, but, another chance for Welch. He's had a good game, and, got himself a goal and just, really almost had another one there.
It is a little funny sometimes when you hear, kind of some arguments and some grumbles about a quick whistle. But we've talked most of the night about kind of somewhat slow whistles with the masks for the officials.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, this is the 4th game I've covered this year, and that's been a theme in all 4 of them.
50 seconds remain up on the clock. 8-5 is the lead for the Mora Malacca Mustangs here at the Mora Civic Center. Shot fired in by Sluka. Save made by Nordstrom off to the corner. Nordstrom is faced 24 shots, or 22 shots rather. Had a pretty good game in net, down to 20 seconds as the puck is just pinned up against the boards on the far side. Back to the point now, it comes loose. Stapek rather, tries to fire a shot. Blocked out at the point, great block out there by Kyle. And a clear down by the end of the ice by the Mora Malacca Mustangs. That puck is rifled in. And the ball game is over. And Nordstrom slides his way all the way over to the glass in front of the fans for an 8-5 victory over the top of the Pine City Dragons. What a hockey game it has been here in the Mora Civic Center. 8-5 your final score, as the Mora Malacca Mustangs win it over the top of the Pine City Dragons. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up here from the Mora Civic Center and talk a little bit about what's coming up next for us on WCMP when we return on FM 106.5 WCMP.
M Health Fairview brings world-class care to North Branch. You'll have access to the latest groundbreaking research discoveries combined with convenient care close to home. In North Branch, their dedicated care team specializes in family medicine, diabetes education, and physical therapy. Most of the staff and providers from the Pine City Clinic are now available in North Branch. To schedule an appointment, call 1-855-FAIRVIEW or use MyChart. Urgent care is also available Monday through Friday from noon till 8 and 9 till 5 on the weekends.
Hi, I'm Eric Hoppy. If If you're looking to buy a quality vehicle from someone you can trust without having to haggle, come see me, Eric Hoppy, at Kanabec Auto Sales, located in Mora on Highway 65. I'll help you find the right vehicle for you and your family and make sure you're satisfied with your investment. And I understand how important it is to stay within your budget. Cars you can trust from a guy you can trust. That's me, Eric Hoppy, Kanabec Auto Sales in Mora.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
FM 106.5 WCMP. Andy Beckstrom on hand here at the Mora Civic Center, joined now in the post game by Coach Sauter. And Coach, your first impressions from an 8-5 game?
Yeah, looking good again, just like our last game for about 30 minutes there. We got a lead, and then we just stopped forgetting what got us there and stopped playing on our own end and taking care of business. And this is a group here that's got to learn how to win together. This group doesn't have a lot of experience on varsity, and we're making small strides, but then it starts to fall apart because we stopped doing what got us there.
A 5-2 lead with just under a minute to play in the second period. What was the mood in the locker room, and what was the message in the locker room during that second intermission? That 2 back-to-back goals, just nothing hurt and move forward.
Yeah, we still had the lead, so we were feeling good, and that's the message we sent to them. Just keep doing what got us that 3-goal lead, and we came out and we gave up that that breakaway right off the bat, and then it kind of fell apart after that.
You guys, we talked a little bit with the assistant coach about that you guys seem to focus especially on Mitchell on that second period, try to brag at him, get everybody, around him as much as you could in that second period, yet he seemed to still find ways to be able to make things happen, including a really nice play on the other end just to set up a different goal. I know it's talking about the other team, but talk a little bit about what he was able to do tonight too.
Yeah, no, he played well. And again, if we're playing our game in our own end, we should be able to cover everybody and stop everybody. And we started running around and kind of, panicking. And then, you give a guy like that opportunity, he's going to put it away.
You guys had a lot of grade A opportunities throughout the course of the game, especially in the first period and a half. Is there a way to be able to adjust that or practice that, or do you think it's just a matter of trying to be real fine with things in a game that you knew was going to be tight?
Yeah, like you said, we had a lot of grade A scoring chances, a couple wide open nets, and pucks just went off sticks. We got to execute, we got to finish. Like I said, those are momentum killers along with the penalties we got. We felt like we had the good momentum there, and those penalties, I don't know what the final numbers were, but I think they were 3 for 3 or 3 for 4 on the power play, and like I said, those are momentum killers, and it cost us tonight.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you joining us on the post game and talking a little bit about a game and an 8-5 loss.
Thank you.
We're going to be joined now also by Peyton Smetna, and our Nichols player of the game gets the gift card, and congratulations on the gift card. Kind of a tough night out there on the ice. It seemed like you were in a lot of places and had a lot of opportunities, but just couldn't quite cash in on some of the chances.
Yeah, as a team, I feel like we just need to take more shots, use the opportunities we have. I think we make it seem we just want it real pretty. And if we just get some shots on the net, the goalie wasn't very good. We just get some good rebounds and capitalize on those. It's a whole different game.
At the beginning of the game, for most of the game, it was the line of you, Parker Sell, and Sluka. How has the progression been trying to be able to get you guys all working together and being able to get some scoring opportunities?
We knew we had a foreign coming in, and we didn't know how good he was at first, but we met him in the fall before everything kind of shut down again, and we knew that it'd end up working out, and we just need to keep moving the puck together and use those opportunities and capitalize on them.
Is there something that you guys are going to specifically think about maybe working forward in practice or looking forward in different games to try to be, I don't know if looser is the right way to put it, but you mentioned trying to be too fine with the puck, trying to be too fancy with it, to try to be able to relax and just throw the puck at the net?
Yeah, it all starts in the D zone. I feel like our breakouts haven't been very good, which that's where you let up the goals, and that's just as important as scoring one because that still puts you down one on the scoreboard. But when we get the chance, we need to really put them away and not just fiddle with it, I feel like.
Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us here on the post game, and good luck in your next matchup, and congratulations on being the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. We'll be back here on the post game on FM 106.5 WCMP.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
FM 106.5 WCMP, Andy Beckstrom here at the Mora Civic Center as we wrap things up on an 8-5 victory for the Mora Malacca Mustangs over the top of the Pine City Dragons. And Andrew, we talked a little bit about, with the coach, and during the course of the game, a 5-2 lead for Pine City with less than a minute to go in the second period, feeling pretty good, and then just there's not enough wheels on the wagon to fall off at that point. And what do you even look to when things start happening like that? It's momentum, but it just was beyond that time.
It's just unfortunate because it just kind of seemed like one after the other, they couldn't kind of dig in. I mean, Mora did a great job. They were down 5-2. They dug in and scored 6 goals in a row, and Pine City just couldn't quite flip it back on its head.
Pine City got goals from Welch, Linnell, Smetna, and then a pair from Sell. As we talked before the game, that the line with Smetna, Sell, and now Sluka was really going to be a potent line. The two of them have been playing together, and then you add Sluka, who's a very talented player in his own right, and finally Sell is able to get on the board, and you got to figure that's the start of a lot for him.
Oh yeah, Sell had 50-something points last year. So it's going to keep happening and pouring in. And Smetna's a good hockey player, and as he mentioned too in that interview that that Sluka, he's a good player too coming in, and so they've got a lot of skill. And Peyton mentioned it too. Your offense, it can be great. They put up about 5 goals a game so far, but when they're playing the way they kind of are in their D zone and they're not getting the breakout and they're getting turnovers and it's going right back on the other end, it doesn't seem to matter.
On the other side, 8 goals put up on the board. There's so many different players you could talk about that scored and made things happen for the Mora Malacca Mustangs. But really almost any conversation there has to start with Parker Mitchell, who had a goal, and I think I have him for 4 or 5 assists on the night. So we talked before about how tremendous he was with goal scoring and how good he is with the puck, but what he's been able to do to set everybody up at the end, especially that goal that he set up for Gravning towards the end of the game, is just, you can't hardly teach that.
Yeah, when you got a kid that's as good as Parker Mitchell is, and obviously it shows up on the scoreline, but he's right in the middle of everything and just a really solid hockey player. But Mora's got some guys around him too that can play as well. So this is a pretty good hockey team. I'll be really curious to see what their next game looks like. They play Northern Lakes up next, and that's kind of a big. They're a physical team. They play a little different style of hockey from Pine City, and so it'll be interesting to see where Mora takes it from here.
Should be definitely an interesting matchup there as they move forward into their next couple of matchups. Shots on goal were 24-22 in favor of Pine City. So Nordenstrom ends up with facing 24 shots, makes 19 saves, which is pretty good. But Pine City still puts 5 goals up on the board, which is you can't really not be happy with that in a way.
Well, I mean, you're happy with the 5 goals, but you're really unhappy about the 8 goals against
100%. With the loss, the Pine City Dragons fall to 0-3 on the year. Their next matchup will be at Monticello on Tuesday. With the victory, the Mora Mustangs improve to 3-1 on the year, and as you mentioned, will take on the Northern Lake squad on Tuesday as well. Our next matchups come up tomorrow night as the Pine City and Ogilvie boys take the court in boys basketball. Also Onamia East Central and St. Francis Cambridge in boys basketball. That all coming your way tomorrow night on the various WCMP networks. Again, you can go to WCMP radio.com/broadcast schedule and be able to get the links for all of the YouTube feeds there. Want to thank all of our sponsors for jumping on board. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do really any of this, so definitely go out and give them your business and mention that you heard their ad here to make sure that they know that they're getting the value. And we definitely appreciate everything they are doing for all of the stuff that we are trying to do. I want to thank Andrew for joining me out here at the ballpark. Always good to have another person on the broadcast when we, especially for hockey.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's nice to get out and do some hockey games here. So.
And, of course, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's matchup. An 8-5 victory by the Mustangs, and until tomorrow night.